Then that moves us to the next item on our agenda, which is consideration of veto requests. Okay. If we don't, oh, Board Member Hanson.
I'm wondering about HB 404 and if we'd like maybe not to go with a veto request, but to ask to send some of our concerns to the governor's office in a letter. I don't know how everybody feels about that, but that's it might be a concern with HB 404 is that I'm concerned that it takes the checks and balances. I'm not so worried about where the money is housed, but it takes the checks and balances out of the system. And so I'm concerned about that. And so I don't know, whatever everybody else thinks, but I'm just a little concerned that maybe we should, with previous bills, we've sent our concerns to the governor, and then he's considered those along with his own concerns.
Is that a motion, Board Member Hanson?
More discussion. I'll make, if it sounds like everybody else would like to do that, then we can do that. I'm happy to make the motion, but if board members aren't feeling like they want to, that's fine too.
Okay, Board Member Belknap.
Thank you, Chair. I'd actually be interested to see Spencer's eyes on this one, because I'm wondering if Linda and I had talked a little bit about this, that we give our thoughts and our concerns and where we're concerned about the recipients of this trust money. If we don't give a veto or a request of a veto to the governor, are we not giving him our true mind? And I'm not saying that's where we all are, but if we don't give that to him and say, we'd really like you to consider this, have we just left him in limbo and not given him some support here?
Board Member Lear.
I think we and I say that jointly with some help from the governor's office. I think we articulated very clearly, very thoroughly what our concerns were before. I think our concerns are out there. I feel like it is a very weak effort to just say, oh, we're still concerned about this. He knows what the concerns are. The bill passed overwhelmingly in both houses. It's not going to be vetoed. I wouldn't mind. I would support asking for a veto, but it's going to be pointless. So I personally think that we just leave bad enough alone and let it play out.
Board Member Stokes.
Yeah, I think the governor's in the position of either vetoing or not vetoing. And so there's no in between. You can write him and tell him your concerns, but it doesn't really matter much at that point. It does, this is, I think, a bill that has a lot of history. I mean, this has been going on for now, 2 or 3 years at least. And I agree when the governor looks at the number of votes that the bill got, I think that he's going to sign the bill into law, and it might be who knows? It might we may enjoy this new thing. I don't know, but there's no question that we would be the only people asking for a veto, I think, on this. And
Board Member Hanson.
And I'm not suggesting we ask for a veto. Veto didn't pass my lips. I'm suggesting that we send, like we did with HB 360 a couple of years ago, we sent a letter to the governor and said we have concerns, and these are what our concerns are.
What was the result of the letter we sent to 360? I don't recall.
What happened was, is my understanding, is the governor met with the sponsor and talked to him and said, here's some concerns. Maybe we can make some amendments, and then they made some amendments the next year that helped to resolve some of the concerns.
Oh. Is there any other discussion on this item? Okay,